the thing that he discovered, which I mentioned already in the seminar, but I bet you 50% of you don't remember what I said. He figured out very quickly that not a rule of thumb, but a good benchmark is when you ask them for their tax returns, not their financials, not their QuickBooks, none of their tax returns. Because not many people, well, some of you because you're crooks at heart, but they won't cheat on their tax returns because they're feared of the Inland Revenue or whoever that is. And so when you look at the tax returns for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you figure out pretty quickly what they're making, if any. And so now his benchmark is, one of his initial screens is send me your tax returns. And if they haven't filed taxes, and next, don't wait for them to file. There's millions of companies out there. Next. Nobody's got a good reason for not filing taxes for 3 years. No, there's no good reason. I don't give a fuck what it is. Next. But see, you won't ask them for that until after you finger fucked them and you swap spit and you took them to lunch to a $900 dinner that you can't afford. And because you don't want to know if they're a real prospect. And it sounds low, but I mean, sweetheart, your place or mine. Let's fuck. I mean, it's that simple. Your place or mine. You got 2 hours. In your particular case, you got 8 seconds. But, I mean, you got 2 hours, your place or mine. And I will say this again and again, and I get tired of saying it. And I'll put it on your replace. Your place or mine. And I'm not asking you for you girls, but anyway, your place or mine. I mean, you got to shorten the process now. One of the girls in here, you got to shorten the process down to as short as her dick is. But that's a crass thing to say about men's genitals, really. Now, the old joke is, this is 6 inches to a man's dick. This is what he thinks 6 inches is. Anyway, that's it. So what were some of the takeaways about young Josh? He sounds confident. He looks young. His roommate's sitting here. Okay. And you were here as well. Okay. What else about the young man?
Not to waste time putting the team together.
Yeah.
We'll do this quickly.
Yeah. He spent too much time, but then you realize they're all expendable. They're all expendable. And I see in your reports, this guy, he was the chairman of this, and he was head of the audit committee at fucking NASA, and he was this. So fucking what? He's poor. But you never listed he's poor. Of course, he's richer than you, but he's still poor. He's still poor. And remember what's the operative question you ask all these guys and gals?
Is there anything in your past that precludes you from us taking financing in the future?
Correct. Is there a red flag that I forgot to ask that's not on the paperwork? And then even then, you won't get an honest answer 100% of the time. Because they'll think that, that so-and-so will miss it. Or the bank will miss it. And that's why I laugh when you ask me about the 1%. It's hilarious to me. Mm-hmm. See, but Josh is on a mission now. Well, he was then, but now he's figured out exactly where he's marching. And that was in February, March. I thought it was in September. It was February, March, because he had just done the deal. And then subsequent to that, about a month ago, is when I met his parents at dinner in Washington, D.C., and I verified all the stuff that I thought but I'd never talked to them. I'd never emailed or anything like that. But after meeting them, I mean, it was, they did a lot of, not everything 100%, but they did a lot of good stuff. And the irony is, God bless them, they don't think they did anything special for the kids, which is good. They're not telling the kids, well, you're going to eat the world up and you're special. Now, the biggest lie, there's several big lies, but some of you were told by your parents you can be anything you want to be. That's the biggest motherfucking lie there ever was, because you can't. You can be anything you want to be, honey. Did the best we knew how for you. That's a big fucking lie. You can be anything you want to be if you went to Eton and Oxford and you're fifth generation, then in the UK maybe. You can be anything you want to be if you're a Bush, a Kennedy in the United States. Then you can be any motherfucking thing you want to be. Not if you're a little shitbag that you are, that you should have rolled down the inside of your mama's leg. And they think that's good for you to tell you that. But you know down deep inside you can't be anything. If I was 1.5 feet taller and black, I might have been able to play basketball. And that's the truth. Might have. The one thing that you're never going to look at your parents again the same way. I'm not telling you not to love them. But if you can look at your parents the same way as before you got here, you're retarded. Something ain't right with you. Well, something ain't right with you anyway. We know that. But that's why I call, and he's the millionaire teenage phenom. I'm not a teenager anymore, Mr. Peña. Well, 9 weeks ago you were, or whenever it was. Anything else about Josh? Any questions about what he put out, the information? He makes it sound easy, doesn't it? Doesn't he? As may Allah take my children this minute from me, if I'm not telling you the absolute fucking 1,000% truth. It's fucking easy peasy, as my little daughter used to say. But like he said, what did he say? But you'll confuse it. You'll make it harder than it is. And boy, those are prolific words. I wish I'd had a kid like I did, Lucinda. I mean, but back in those days, they used to say, well, you were Lucinda's chairman. That's why she was so successful. That's what they said. And so they didn't give the little kid credit. I mean, she was a fucking genius, a little gal. And feet that long. You know, getting short. Over the years, you know, her feet used to be that long. And now, in another 10 years, her feet will be like this long, you know. But she was a very smart lady. She was gifted. The little gal was gifted. And we've had other gifted ones come through. But in the most recent, you know, if I use somebody from 10 years ago, the world's changed, right? That's what you'd say. The world's fucking changed. Oh, I'm giving you one today. And you're going to hear from a couple others in the next couple of days that are today, right now. And so this year, the last few months, last few weeks. Anything else about Josh?
Cold calling daily as a routine.
Like I said, 20 to 30 cold calls.
That's a few to him. That's just a few.
That's nothing. It is nothing. He used to make 300 working full time. That's why, you know, can I do this working full time? No, you can't because you asked. That's my answer. No, you're right. Can I do this full time? I mean, can I do this going to school? No. Why is that, Mr. Peña? Because you asked. The people that are working full time that are serious know they can do it. Remember, a gun, whoever you love, remember, a gun in the head You got till tomorrow this time to come up with this, or I'm going to blow their fucking brains out. Guess what? Like a fucking magic, you get it done. You get it done. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, you will. You will. And but we have kids. I get letters from the YouTubers all the time. Oh, I closed a $6 million deal. I did this. I did that. I got an email from a guy with a little gift. I sold my business for 10 million euros. I would have never thought it was worth 50,000. I made some changes. I did this. I did that. It took me a year and a half, and I sold it for 10 million euros. I mean, all the time I get them. And I want to thank you. Blah 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 blah. And these are people that that I haven't met. And of course now with the new website and the library and all the hocus pocus we've got there, the only thing that you don't have is me walking in, finding the business, and closing it for you. And at the end of the day, that's what you really want. Show me how to do it the first time, Mr. Peña. That's the truth. I'm not bullshitting. If you do it one time, Mr. Peña, then I can do it. I get offers, not daily, that would be a Trump exaggeration, but weekly. I'm having a problem. I'll give you 90% of the first deal. Just come, I'm here. They're at the table. 90%. What's your wife look like? I'll ask. Why do you want to know that? It's a question. You have teenage kids? Is one of them a daughter? Why do you ask? That's the real world. That's the Weinstein world. They just, in the last 48 hours, 3 more guys. 3 more guys. A comedian, and unlike everybody else, I admit it, I did it to those 5 women. I forget who he was. He's coming out with a movie special right now. He, like a man, like he had a pair. You're right. I'm guilty. I read that again in my feed. Fuck, we got a real man out there. I want to rape, pillage, and plunder, and I get caught. Well, then I got to own up to it. And another couple said it's ridiculous. The head of Blatter, the head of FIFA, or the guy from football, he said, ridiculous. It's ridiculous that I grabbed that girl. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But now, guys, you perverts, they're not going to wait 3 years, 5 years, 15 years. They're going to be on your ass, not literally, but I mean figuratively. The next morning, they'll be on fucking YouTube. So just remember that, kids. The days of those terrible things guys did, and then the women being afraid because of the public yada yada are gone. They're gone. And when it happened to me, and I'm serious about it, it did happen to me, so don't give me any fucking YouTube shit. But I wouldn't have gone, there's no fucking way I would have gone to CNN. They tied me down, and can you just see Dan Peña, the $50 billion fucking man? When was it? Well, let me see. The first time it was 46 years ago. The second time it was 39 years ago. And then about 7 or 8 times 24 years ago. And I don't think anybody cares, do you? Well, why didn't you say anything before, Mr. Peña? I was ashamed. I was ashamed. But I'm not making light of it. It's awful shit. Of course, I don't understand why guys have to do that. I just don't. That's beyond me. Of course, we have Don Juan back here. Lothario, gay seducer, not gay, but gay seducer. That's what a Lothario is. But okay, anything else about? And we're going to do our first role play as soon as this camera shuts down with me. And this is how I'm going to tell you how the Lord. This is from Jesus Christ, Muhammad, and Buddha. How to do it. This is how to do it. Okay, YouTube. Thank you. Bye-bye.